अहं रुद्रेभि वसुभिश्चराम्यहमादित्यै ऋतविश्वदेवैः अहं मित्रा वरुणोभा बिभर्म्यहमिन्द्रान् वहमश्विनोभा. Actually, it will be surprising that thousands of years back, maybe 10,000 or even more, it was written by a woman rishi. Woman rishi is not, there's that time they were called Rishika also sometimes, I don't know. Somewhere I read that she was a seer, mentioned in Rig Veda. Rig Veda's timing itself is long back. Some even say 50,000 years back, or even more. So you can see how noble-hearted were they, how high-thinking they were. She actually, that Lady Rishi, she identifies herself with the cosmic universe. That is the meaning of this shloka. She identifies herself with the power of the universe. That I am the power behind Rudra, Vasu, everything. That's what she is telling. And if I am gracious, I can lift up anybody to any heights, and if I am angry, I can throw them down to any this thing. That is what she is telling. You can imagine what power she felt. That is not a, what you say, physical power. So this is what we are discussing today. Many times these women, especially girls, they feel, oh, we are weak, something like that. But that age is over. Our women, though they suffered, we are having many women in the history, whether starting from Sita, Savitri, Damayanti, our Bharatiya Samskriti, our women were always custodians of tradition and culture. What is the foundation of our culture? That is, Shraddha is the foundation of our culture. And women were of the strong character. They not only kept the family together, even the nations. That's also, they were, once upon a time, they were the administrators also. We have seen heroic women like Jhansi Rani, Lakshmi Bai and others. So that was our culture. And some of the pictures you can easily identify. Whether it is in the field of devotion, whether it is in the field of spirituality, whether it is in the field of administration, women were there. Even in the medieval period, when the women and the whole of India was suppressed, we had Mirabai and others. And because of Ahalyabai only, all our temples are still intact. Otherwise, we would not have got this Kashi Vishwanath or Somnath, nothing. It is all because of this one lady courageously kept up the spirit of Hinduism, kept up the spirit of this lamp of Bharat. See, the mothers, actually, they not only looked after the family, they looked after the nation. Now we say, even the modern psychology says, it is extremely important that EQ, the emotional quotient, is important for the individual development, and that EQ can be obtained from mothers only. So you see, recent times I saw a trial of one of the films, that is Vaccine War. I was very much impressed by what he said. I just want to repeat few things. I don't know whether you have seen it or whether you have heard it. We all know that the India, when it faced COVID duration, do you know what the people expected from outside, from foreign powers? They thought minimum 25 crores of Indians will be erased. That is what they expected. Compared to that, our numbers was nil. Do you know why? This man who has made this film, he says, it's all because of mothers. Mothers in every family, they kept the spirit up. They kept the resilience of this country up. See, in every family, they gave the courage to the children, to the husbands, and everybody. So that is very surprising thing. India survived, whereas other countries, many of the countries collapsed. Then I heard from one of my sisters who went to foreign often. She said, even the 3 years old child gets so much tension, and because of tension and stress, they get lot of disease. The reason is that child fears that maybe my parents will get divorced, I will have nobody. This sort of fear is there right from the beginning. Whereas ours is a solid block compared to that, all because of mother's power. And another thing he mentioned in this vaccine war, which impressed me very much, we all hear that some scientist, male scientist maybe, was behind that Covaxin, which was manufactured here in Pune. But he says, do you know that there was one male scientist, but there were 10 women scientists behind him, whose names may not be in the newspaper, but they were there. And they say that I am ready to sacrifice my life because they were handling a deadly virus, you know that. Deadly virus they were handling when they had to manufacture this vaccine. They said, we are ready to sacrifice our lives because we are mothers for the children of Bharat. So that is the spirit of our mothers. And another thing is, very jokingly one of the persons said, China sent visiting card which said virus, and India sent the visiting card which said vaccine. So 170 countries got the vaccine. But you know what is the war behind it? So when government of India asked AIIMS in Delhi, which doctors are ready to go, because many of the African countries and even Iran, Iraq, they didn't have primary health centers which can handle the vaccine. They didn't have the knowledge. So they wanted doctors from India. So now they asked, who is ready to go? Do you know that no man was ready? No male doctor was ready to go. All the female doctors went. That is something which is so applaudable. You have to clap for that. See, that is the achievement of our mothers. So you see, for the sacrifice, even today, our mothers are ready. So this is the motherhood of our country. But unfortunately, in the medieval times, what is the medieval times? From 12th century to 18th century, we call medieval times. All of us, we went through torture, especially women. Whenever a country suffers, it is women who suffer more. See, our country was a free country. The ladies were not kept under custody. They were not kept under parda. It's all because of this invasion. It's all because of this. They had to be put behind the doors. And they were in the prison almost. And they developed a mental prison also. Because the torture and the trauma that they have gone through, it has entered the collective psyche. That is what we call cosmic mind. This pain barriers has raised in the cosmic mind also. See, it is not only in India. The whole of the world, the medieval times, the women suffer. That we construct our own prison, so to say. And then people treated women also like that. Recently I read a book on Sita from a foreign person. She is saying in the untold story of Sita, She had some visions or whatever, but she says Sita is not Sita. She was a courageous lady, confident, was able to face the situation. She went to Lanka to have a psychological war with Ravan, to convert his mind. She was completely different from what we thought. So that was the women, image of women in Satya Yuga. You have seen already Aham Rudrevi. That is the picture of the Rishi from Satya Treta. Treta Yuga, we say the women were far better. But then the position of the women declined and declined and declined till to the present age. And then now fortunately we are coming out of the prison, no doubt. Our girls are coming out, they are becoming bold, but still that some trauma is still left over. The girls will say, how can we do it? We are not so this thing, we are not so capable. This type of thing is there. And some of the girls, very unfortunately, they want to become Putula, the doll in the hands of men. You see, actually, we must remember we are Atman. That is what Swamiji stood for. He reminded us again and again, you are basically pure Atman. Whatever another soul can do, you can also do. You are having that potential. And don't become a doll in the hands of men. That is what he also has cautioned. And many of the senior sadhus have cautioned this one. So, our hardest prison was the mental prison. And to escape it, we only have to struggle. See, how do we free from this prison? See, you may say, we are not there, now we are all right, no doubt. But there is some part in our mind which responds. Somewhere something happened to a girl, then we will really feel empathy and immediately our mind will go down. You say, this is happening like this. No doubt it will, because our cosmic mind and individual minds are connected. See, sometimes you see, you may be sitting and thinking something, and then you will see that your friend also is thinking in the same way. That we call telepathy. But that is not accidental. Sometimes even when we publish the research paper, many times it has happened. Somewhere else, that same discovery has already done. That's because of telepathy. Why? Because our minds are connected. So if one girl is suffering, then we will feel it. Knowingly, unknowingly we will feel. So this feeling, it is good to feel, but then we have also sharing this trauma that is still continuing from the medieval times sometimes. Still we are feeling sometimes now we are weaklings. That we have to come out. So now there is another concept in science, what we call critical mass. I don't know how many science students are here, and whether if you are a physics student, you must be knowing about the critical mass, especially in the case of laser, you know that. So if some photons are excited, then all of them will come out in a harmonious way. That's what we call laser. So it exceeds certain number, then it is able to excite others also. The same way, if some hundreds and thousands of women think in the same way, then others also will think in a better way. So now our duty is not only that I have to come out of these prison walls, then my duty is I have to lift up my sisters also from out this one, to break the barrier. Swamiji said that if a few bold women can break this barrier, in time hundreds will be able to come out of this mental prison. Swamiji even said this one. So you have suppressed them, they have turned into foxes. Let them come out, you will see them as lions. This is Swamiji's vision long back. Even before all of you were born, some 100 years back, he has said, and now it is coming true. See, this is his bold message for the women, girls. Wake up, shatter the walls of the prison. You are lionesses, you are not lamb. Shake the delusion that you are lamb. This is no more time to sleep. He stressed, give them education and leave them free. That time, in his time, the reformers were all talking how to do this for the girls, how to do that for the girls. He said, you are nobody. Let them think for themselves. Your work is to give the education and leave them free. They will solve their problem themselves. Freedom is the first condition of growth. This is what Swamiji said. So that time nobody thought like that. He was the first person to say, give them full freedom. And this is his message. If you are shy, hesitant and passive, you will run the risk of ending up as a wreck. Swamiji has given this clarion call. We have to come out of our narrow holes. On our work depends the bright future of our country and coming generation of the glorious Nari Shakti. Why Nari Shakti is very necessary, that I am going to tell you at the end. See, Sister Nivedita, though she was a foreigner, she understood the meaning of the Thakur's doing worship to Holy Mother so beautifully. She says, in this Kali Yuga, in this age of delusion, Sri Ramakrishna and Vivekananda did mighty Udbodhana of mother worship to guide and steady men through this age of confusion. She understood that is the necessity of the age. The mother power should be raised, the divine women power should be raised. That is why Thakur and Swamiji has come. And she also says beautifully, Swamiji has moved everywhere, in the foreign everywhere. She felt that a mild orchestra was going behind his back. That mild orchestra said, Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Matrurupena Samsthita Namastasye 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 Namo Namah. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samsthita Namastasye 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 Namo Namah. He saw this mother power in every woman he met, that divine power. That is why he was actually a champion for women. I read in one of the magazines published in America by an American lady. She writes, if ever a real feminist is there, it is Swami Vivekananda. Can you understand this? He is saying that he is the real motivation behind women, not this type of women movement, but the real liberation movement is actually started by Swami Vivekananda, she says. So with the advent of Holy Mother, Swamiji predicted that a new era of Shakti has started. And the women will break away the barriers and will come up in all fields. Can you imagine 100 years back he said, the women will come up in all fields, whether it is political, whether it is science, whether it is administration, whether it is military, they will come up in all fields, he said. Unless they come up, there is no freedom for this country, that also he said. Today we find the women coming up in all the fields, that is the really, whatever Swamiji has predicted has come true, and so this is also coming true. So we are seeing many of them you can identify, you need not have to say, you can identify yourself. I am just leaving this for some time to find out yourself. Can you name some of them? Can you name? One of you get up and say. Get up and say. Yes, get up and say. As Holy Mother, everyone can recognize others. It's not working.
माँ शारदा, द्रौपदी मुर्मू, इंदिरा गांधी, कल्पना चावला, सोफिया कुरैशी,
Then, come on.
Indira Gandhi, Kalpana Chawla, Ahilya Mata.
Don't repeat the names you said. You said tell others.
Saina Nehwal, PV Sindhu.
Savitribai Phule. Have you seen the picture? Savitribai Phule. Do you know who is she? She is the pioneer among the Maharashtrian women who fought for the women's education. You tell me, others also must tell only this much, no? Come on.
Wing Commander Romita Singh.
Huh?
Wing Commander Romita Singh.
So, you didn't recognize Ahilyabai? Ahilyabai you didn't recognize?
Ahilya Bai. Draupadi Murmu, Sophia Qureshi. Savitribai Phule. PV Sindhu, Indira Gandhi, and Wing Commander Romita Singh.
Okay, and some more are there. Anyway, you see, this side there is a picture. Picture of Ma Durga. It is not Ma Durga. It is our present mothers of India. They have to do multitasking. Can you see the hands and can you see how many types of work they are doing? Because they are powers, they can do that. A male member cannot do so much. They are doing multitasking, they are doing so many things. We are having now in ISRO also, behind Chandrayaan also, behind vaccine also, we are having some of the brilliant women in all fields. That is, we are proud of them, really. So women are rising in every field. That's what Swamiji wanted. He said, Janta Durga Puja. You know what is the meaning? He said, I am going to worship the living goddesses. That's what he said. And I want to awaken them. That's what he did. So he understood the significance of Holy Mother's advent. When Sri Ramakrishna worshipped Holy Mother, it is not simply, it is symbolic, but he has really awakened the divine power in women. So recently when I attended that Nari Shakti Sammelan in Delhi, Nari Se Narayan, they arranged a meeting in Delhi. All the women thought leaders of India, they were assembled there. One thing I was happy to note that at the end, in the valedictory address, Draupadi Murmu was there, and the chairman, she said, by worshipping Holy Mother, Sri Ramakrishna has awakened the divine power in all women. So that is a recognition in the national level that you can see. So Swamiji felt the need of having women's mud first. He said, mother and mother's daughters first, father and sons afterwards. Do you understand the meaning? Do you understand the meaning of that one? He wrote the letter. First build a place for mother and her daughters. Without Shakti, there is no regeneration of world. It is because of Shakti is dishonored in our country that we are weak. Mother has come to awaken that power. Through her will rise new Gargis and Maitreys. You have heard the name Gargi and Maitreyi, is it not? All of you have heard. Yes or no? Yes. They are women rishis of ancient times, no? Swamiji expected again such people will come. So Swamiji believed in the Atman and he wanted to rouse that Atman in everybody. That is why when Sister Nivedita was taking interview of Swamiji for Prabuddha Bharat, she said, Swamiji, what is your message for women, girls especially? He said, whatever I say to boys, same thing I tell girls, be proud that you are an Indian. Maybe that we have got something to take from others, but we have got much more to give. So this is our essence. Renunciation and service are the national ideals of India. The best way to find ourselves is to lose ourselves in the service of others. We, not only that you have to come up, I know that all of you are struggling to come up in the many careers, but remember, your education, your career is not for yourself. India always stood for selfless service, renunciation and service, whether it is sannyasi or not, doesn't matter. You also have to do this for others. And that will expand yourself. That is how to expand oneself. So these are the special advice of Swamiji. He is pathfinding, his pathfinding message of hope and encouragement. And we are now standing at the confluence of an enriching past culture and promising vibrant future of the infinite human possibilities. We are at the crossroads. Now he believed that women have a great social responsibility and they must be strong, hopeful and unashamed. In short, Swamiji believed that women are essential for the progress of the society and the country. They must be empowered to reach their full potential. In many of the letters he has written like this, say, you have mistreated the women. That is why our country is like this. They are becoming a Lakshmi in your houses. See, in the foreign, they worship women, maybe in a bad way, but they worship. That is why they are having Lakshmi in their houses. So this many times he has said. Now Swamiji will be happy to see you all. That's what I am hoping. And he had a great prediction. This is his prediction. He says, if I am having 500 dedicated men, I will uplift India in 50 years. But if I get the same number of women, within few weeks, can you understand what Swamiji is telling? Much hope he is having in women of the Kalmi. Do you think it is right? Yes or no? You must be bold now to say, yes, we are standing for what Swamiji is saying and we will work out. And much more he said. He said, past was written by muscular men. The future will be written by metaphysical women. He has seen the future. So that future is coming. Why it is so necessary? Why it is so necessary? Say, I have read in another German philosopher, he says, male ego was once upon a time it was a monkey, ape, and it has only the stones and sticks. They had war with stones and sticks. But now the ego is still remaining ape and they have got bomb. So what is the difference? So if the ego is still so prominent and they have got their hand in the hand bomb, you can see the examples, bright examples are coming in the newspaper, so I need not have to repeat it. So now the world is at the brink of destruction. So he says, who can nullify it? It is feminine divine power. What Swamiji said 100 years back, they are also telling, these are Western Pandits, they are not Eastern Pandits, they are Western Pandits, they are also saying, let the divine feminine power come up, otherwise the world is going towards destruction. And he also said, women are the best channels for the God's grace. Ego is the greatest obstruction for the God's grace. So with our inheritance, we must now come up. Our mothers had this forbearance, patience and purity of character. And now today we are having other powers open for us. But we have to combine all that is best in the East and the West. You have seen a beautiful photo of Holy Mother and Sister Nivedita sitting, facing each other. That is one of the best photographs. And when that was first published. Even Ramakrishna Mission thought it may be because of computer somebody has done this collage or something. But it was actually discovered in our Sister Nimitta Girls School. It was the old photo, we got it in our own school. So the sister facing Holy Mother, and that photo is very significant because sister stood for all that is best in the West, and mother stood all that is best in our country. So this combination we want. You must be having rationality, scientific interest, and everything combined with the purity, the character of our country, and sacrifice and renunciation of our country. That is the future of our girls, children. So this is, the universe is an interplay of Shiv and Shakti. Swamiji has visioned it. He has seen in the vision. If it is imbalanced by the aggressive male ego, the mass destruction is inevitable. So the women hold the key of sustaining values, nurturing families, shaping the future generations. He said, another thing he said, see, the artistic nature of Greeks, the strength of Roman, and spirituality of Indians have to be combined, and superhuman beings have to be brought out. They will save the country, and that has to be done by, this fusion has to be done by women. That also he said. So the universe, the destruction can be thwarted by harmonizing this power of divine. That is a need of the hour. That is why your rising is very, very important, not only for yourself. This is not for our own good, but for the good of the entire world, entire country. The women must come up. That one. That too, the power of the women. The power of the women is not in aggressiveness. It is in sacrifice and renunciation. So now I want your opinions. That is what now I want to show you a few things which I saw in this national meeting. I saw that there were many thought leaders, women leaders sitting, but one Pailwan was sitting in the middle. I was so surprised. Why this Pailwan is sitting among the women? So I will show you this one. Oh.
हमारे बीच में है गुरतल महेश जी.
Hello, namaskar. Thank you. The power or Shakti that we were discussing comes from the warrior spirit in us. Kalari is creating a fearless attitude. Their confidence and self-esteem, knowing more about you, what is the potential, how we can evolve, what is the Shakti residing within you. This is the strength that Kalari gives. And now what we did is from 2020 we started training girls, and now we completed almost like 15,000 girls in our effort. So we are very happy to associate with Bharati to take it forward. Bharati Shakti.
This man, he said very beautifully, the girls should not be simply Lakshmi Saraswati now, we want Durga. They must hold Shastra in one hand and Shastra in another hand. That is why he is actually advocating, he is in the lineage of Kalaripattu, a famous martial art of Kerala, and is also devoted to Swami Vivekananda, Swamiji. And that is why he believes in empowering women. And he has now taught 15,000 women, girls, this martial art. That I am showing you. It will come out of this one. It এটাকে ক্লোজ করে I want to close this. এখানে
हाँ मैं कर देती हूँ माता जी मैं कर देती हूँ आप छोड़ दीजिए नहीं वो खुल गया है ना एक्चुअली इसलिए
Today, violence against women is a serious reality in India and in the world. Women should once again equip themselves like a great warrior queens of Bharat. Rani Lakshmi Bhai, Velu Nachiyar, and the legendary warrior of Kalaripayat, Unniyat. In our tradition, a woman is Shakti, the power of Kali, holding both weapons and wisdom. That is why our tradition speaks of empowering women with Shastra and Shastra. The wisdom of knowledge and the power to defend herself. Rooted in the 130-year living lineage, Agastyan Kadari created Agastyan Shakti, a specialized women's self-defense program based on ancient Indian martial art Kalaripayat. Through this initiative, more than 15,000 women have already trained with us, awakening their confidence, strength and warrior spirit. Now, in association with the Bharati, we are proud to launch the Bharati Shakti initiative. Bharati Shakti, empowering women of all ages through Shastra and Shastra. Bharati Shakti.
we close this. Oh, this. There was one Sadhvi Sangam, another panel discussion where they invited us also, Shakramata also. So there I was able to tell Swamiji's things.
और यहाँ पर जितने भी लोग आए हैं साथियाँ हैं उन सभी को मैं प्रणाम करती हूँ
They asked, they wanted to change in the national education policy and they were asking for an instruction from us.
एक ही एग्जाम में कोई प्रॉब्लम आती है बच्चे घबरा जाते हैं परेशान हो जाते हैं पैनिक हो जाते हैं हमें कभी भी डिप्रेशन लोनलीनेस सैडनेस एंजाइटी अटेंशन डेफिसिट डिसऑर्डर ऑब्सेसिव कंपल्सिव डिसऑर्डर इन सब के बारे में हमने कभी नाम भी नहीं सुना था लेकिन अब ये नाम कितने कॉमन होते जा रहे हैं जैसे भगवती जी ने भी बताया कि कितनी कॉमन ये चीज़ें होती चली जा रही हैं क्योंकि पूरी जो एजुकेशन सिस्टम है उस सिस्टम में कहीं ना कहीं फॉल्ट है वो IQ को मजबूत बनाने पे ध्यान देती है लेकिन कभी भी हिस्ट्री पे ध्यान नहीं
After deep contemplation, he came to solution. The united spiritual power of the renunciates and dedicated workers to lift up the entire nation. And not only that, he expected them to move from village to village and they will bring spiritual wisdom, education, strength and hope to everybody. And then this was his theme for selfless service, Atmano Mokshatam Jagadhitayata. In his later years, his faith in the future generation of women as renunciates, especially sadhus, became even stronger. He declared with a great conviction, if I get 500 dedicated men, I will change the fate of this country in 50 years. But if I get the same number of dedicated women, I can do it in few weeks, they said. Every one greatest score, and that was one of the predictions. Many of the predictions have come true. So this is, I am expecting, we are expecting it soon to happen. Another conviction he had was, he said, the past belongs to muscular.
So that is actually now it is going to national education policy that women should have both Shastra and Shastra. So I have requested that Dr. Mahesh, what we have seen now, I have already talked to him that he must teach martial art in our schools also. He is ready. So how many of you are ready to learn martial art? Come on. Very good. So we have got all future Durgas here. Thank you.